Welcome back to our channel, English Flow. I'm truly glad you're here today. Not because this one video will magically transform your life, but because you're looking for something. A new beginning, a fresh mindset, a reason to try again. If you've been waking up tired, repeating the same day over and over, if you feel stuck, lost, or quietly unhappy with where your life is going, then this video is for you. Because today, we are talking about a truth that is simple to understand, but hard to accept. Nothing changes if you don't change. There are moments in life when we want our circumstances to get better. We want better relationships, but we don't change how we communicate. We want success, but we keep our old habits. We want peace, but we hold on to the same thoughts that hurt us. We say we want a new life, but we keep walking the same path. And we wonder why nothing feels different. There was a young man who always complained about his life. He said he wanted to be stronger, richer, happier. But every day, he sat in the same chair, thinking the same thoughts, doing the same things. One evening, an older friend told him, "You are living the same day on repeat and hoping the ending will change." The young man felt silent. He finally realized that he didn't need luck or a miracle or someone to rescue him. He needed change. Think about your own life for a moment. Are you waiting for someone to fix things for you? Are you waiting for the perfect moment, for motivation, for a sign? Maybe this is your sign. Because the truth is, if you want new results, you need new actions. If you want a new chapter, you have to stop rereading the old one. If you want to grow, you must step out of what is comfortable. Change is uncomfortable because the mind loves what is familiar, even if the familiar is painful. That's why some people stay in relationships that don't make them happy. Why they stay in jobs that drain them. Why they keep habits that hurt them. We fear change, not because we don't want something better, but because we don't know what life looks like without the thing we are used to. But remember this: staying the same can be more painful than changing. If you want to become someone you're proud of, you will have to make choices that feel strange at first. You might lose people. You might feel lonely. You might question yourself. But every time you choose growth over fear, you move closer to the life meant for you. I don't have to do everything today, but I have to do something. One small step, one new habit, one honest decision. Because nothing changes if you don't change. Change doesn't always arrive loudly. Sometimes it begins on an ordinary morning. You wake up, and something inside you whispers, "I can't keep living like this." Not dramatically, not with fireworks, just a quiet truth you can no longer ignore. Maybe you look in the mirror and realize you're tired of breaking your own promises. Maybe you check your phone and realize you are surrounded by people, but still feel unseen. Maybe you drive to a job that pays your bills, but slowly kills your spirit. Whatever it is, the moment you see it clearly, you already began to change. The habits that hold us back. Many people don't change, not because they are weak, but because they repeat habits that steal their future habits, like procrastination, waiting for motivation instead of creating it. Self-doubt, believing others can, but you cannot. Comfort, staying in the warm room of your old life, even though your dreams are standing outside in the cold, waiting. And the scary part? You can lose years this way. Years repeating cycles that were never meant for you. A powerful example: There was a woman who always dreamed of writing a book. She talked about it for years. She waited for the right moment, the perfect idea, the ideal free time. But life kept passing. One day, she walked by a bookstore and saw shelves full of stories written by people who had the same fears she had. But they wrote anyway. She whispered to herself, "If I don't change today, I will be in the same place next year, with the same dream, but even more regret." That night, she wrote the first page, just one page. It changed her whole life. The pain of staying the same. Yes, change is uncomfortable, but staying the same can be devastating. Staying the same means you keep apologizing for being yourself. You keep controlling your emotions instead of understanding them. You stop imagining a better life because it hurts too much to want something you're not pursuing. There is a pain that comes from growth, but there is a deeper pain that comes from refusing to grow. The day you choose yourself, one day you will wake up and say, "This chapter of my life is over." Not with anger, not with bitterness, but with a deep knowing that your soul is ready. You'll start cleaning your room. You'll end conversations that keep you small. You'll walk differently, talk differently, think differently. You will begin to choose. Peace over chaos. Discipline over distraction. Honesty over pretending. Healing over hurting. Growth over comfort. This is how new lives begin. Not in one big decision, but in many small ones. A message for the person watching this. I know you want to change. I know there is a version of you no one has met yet. A version of you who speaks with confidence, who does not chase love, who respects their own time, who knows their worth. That version of you is not a fantasy. That person is waiting for one thing, your first brave step. Repeat this sentence slowly. I deserve a life I am proud of, and I am willing to change for it. Say it again. I deserve a life I am proud of, and I am willing to change for it. The more you say it, the more your mind learns it, and the more your actions follow it. If you don't know where to start, begin here. Start small. Start simple. Start honest. Clean one corner of your room. Drink one glass of water for your future self. Spend 10 minutes in silence without your phone. Learn one new English phrase that brings you closer to your goals. Say no to one thing that drains your energy. One step is enough for today. Tomorrow, take another. Because nothing changes if you don't change. But everything changes when you do. Change is not a lightning strike. It's a slow sunrise. Most of the time, it doesn't even look exciting. It looks like washing the dishes when you're tired. It looks like saying no to the same old habits that keep breaking you. It looks like turning off the phone and sitting with your thoughts, even when silence feels uncomfortable. People think transformation means a brand new life overnight, but real change happens quietly. In the moment you choose honesty over pretending, peace over arguments, and growth over your ego. Because the truth is this, you can't become who you want to be if you keep holding on to who you were. When the world doesn't see your effort, some days you will work on yourself and no one will clap for you. No one will see you trying to control your temper. No one will notice that you walked away from a situation that once would have destroyed your whole day. No one will see the battle inside your mind where you chose patience instead of anger. But you will know, and that is where respect for yourself begins. When change feels lonely, you might lose people when you grow. Not because you are better than them, but because your paths no longer match. Some will say you've changed, like it's a bad thing. They only say that because they benefited from the version of you who didn't know your worth. As you become more yourself, you might spend more time alone. But solitude is not emptiness. It is space for your new life to enter. The cycle you must break. No more saying yes when your heart says no. No more shrinking so others feel comfortable. No more waiting for a sign, permission, or perfect timing. Nothing changes if you don't change if you want. Better relationships, set better boundaries. A healthier mind, protect what you consume. A more meaningful life, stop abandoning your soul for approval. You cannot build a future while staying loyal to the pain of your past. The moment it starts, it begins the moment you tell yourself, I am done repeating what hurts me. And suddenly, everything becomes possible. Not easy, not perfect, but possible. Your life doesn't need to transform in one day. You just need to start walking in a different direction. A new chapter doesn't begin with a miracle. It begins with a choice. So let's go even deeper into this idea. Some people wait their entire lives for change, but they never change themselves. They wait for a perfect moment, the perfect opportunity, the perfect feeling. But life does not reward waiting. Life rewards action. You cannot grow by staying exactly where you are. Growth requires movement. Progress requires effort. Transformation requires courage. Why change feels uncomfortable? Many learners feel stuck not because they are incapable, but because they are afraid. Afraid of failing. Afraid of looking strange while speaking English. Afraid of being judged. Afraid of leaving old habits behind. But remember this. Change will always feel uncomfortable before it feels powerful. Just like a seed must break before it becomes a tree, a person must break old patterns before they can rise to a new life. A moment of self-reflection. Ask yourself honestly, are you living, or are you only repeating yesterday? Are you growing, or are you just getting older? Are you choosing your life, or are you letting life choose for you? These questions are not meant to hurt you. They are meant to wake you, because you deserve a life that feels like it belongs to you, not a life you are just surviving. Change begins with permission. Not permission from your family, not permission from society, not permission from your past. You need permission from yourself. Say it. I allow myself to change. I am ready to become someone stronger. I don't have to stay the same. Let those words enter your mind slowly, because language does not only teach you English, it teaches you how to think. Your repeated thoughts create your repeated life. If every day you think, I'm too tired, I'm not talented enough, I'll start improving tomorrow, then your life will look exactly the same next month, next year, and maybe even 10 years from now. But if you begin to think, I can improve, I can learn a little every day, I can change my future, then your actions will start to match those thoughts. Small changes matter more than big promises. You do not need to change everything today. You only need to start changing something. Examples. Study 10 minutes of English instead of scrolling for 10 minutes. Drink a glass of water instead of another soda. Write your thoughts instead of holding them inside. Speak one sentence of English even if your voice shakes. Go for a short walk instead of staying in bed all afternoon. Small changes are powerful because they are possible, and possible is what you need. Change your identity, not just your habits. Real transformation begins when you shift how you see yourself. Instead of saying, I am bad at English, say, I am becoming someone who speaks English. Instead of, I always give up, say, I am learning to stay consistent. Instead of, this is just who I am, say, this is who I used to be. Words are seeds. Plant better ones. A powerful visualization. Imagine yourself 1 year from now. You wake up and you speak English with more confidence. You understand more, express more, connect more. You feel stronger, clearer, more alive. Now imagine this version of you looking back at today. What would they say? Probably something like, thank you for not giving up when it was difficult. Thank you for believing that change was possible. Thank you for starting, even when you were afraid. And here is the truth. Your future is not waiting for someone else. Your growth is not waiting for perfect conditions. Your transformation is waiting for one decision. The decision to change. Not tomorrow, not someday, but today. Because nothing changes if you don't change. There was once a man who woke up every morning feeling the same sadness. Same room, same routine, same life. One day he looked in the mirror and said, I want things to change, but I don't want to change anything. And life answered with silence. So he tried something new, just small actions. He woke up 10 minutes earlier. He learned 5 new English words a day. He went for short evening walks. He spoke kindly to himself. Not much, not dramatic, but every day he grew. And slowly, life changed. Because he changed first. Repeat after me slowly. Small steps create big change. I can grow a little every day. My future begins with my actions today. And one day he smiled again. Not because life magically improved, but because he became someone strong enough to improve it. Listen closely. You do not need permission to change your life. You do not need everyone to understand your journey. You do not need to be perfect before you begin. Your life can transform through small decisions. One new habit, one brave choice, one honest moment with yourself. One step forward, even if it shakes. Say it with me. Nothing changes if I don't change. Today, I choose growth. I am becoming someone stronger than my past. Close your eyes for a moment. Imagine the version of you who never gave up. They speak English with confidence. They think more clearly. They are proud of the person they have become. Now imagine that future version of you placing a hand on your shoulder and saying, thank you for starting. Thank you for changing. Thank you for believing in me. Because that future you is waiting. And if this message touched your heart, if it reminded you that your life is still full of possibilities, then stay with us here at English Flow, where you learn English not only with words, but with meaning. If you felt something today, hit like. Share this video with someone who needs change. And if you want more stories that help you grow in English and in life, subscribe and join this journey with us. Because remember, nothing changes if you don't change. And today, you changed something. Thank you for watching, and until next time, keep learning, keep growing, and keep flowing.